A daughter's promise, the late-night classes, the yearnings of the heart, and the echoes of memories. Ananya sat on the old wooden bench outside her college library, clutching a faded envelope in her hand. The handwriting on the front was shaky, almost broken, but unmistakably familiar. It was her father's. His hands, which used to hold Ananya's hand while telling her stories, were now still forever. His smile, which used to light up any room, was now frozen in an eternal photograph. Rajiv had been a schoolteacher in their small town. He was a man of simple habits, always smiling, always making Ananya and her younger brother laugh. He believed in the power of education and reminded Ananya of this often. Beta, education is the only thing no one can ever steal from you. Growing up, Ananya saw her father make many sacrifices. To save money on bus fare, Rajiv cycled miles to and from work, rain or shine. He wore the same pair of worn-out shoes for years, patching them up whenever they wore thin. And he rarely bought anything new for himself. He was content with small joys, like a cup of tea after a meal or a walk in the evening. But for Ananya and her brother, nothing was too expensive. If it meant they could study better, ruffling Ananya's hair when she was worried about failing to meet their financial obligations. Just focus on your studies. We may not have much, but we have books and knowledge. That is our strength. But when Ananya entered college, things at home became harder. Rajiv fell sick, and the medical bills piled up. Doctors advised him to rest, but he continued working to support Ananya and her brother. You must have noticed how Papa has become quieter these days, her mother would tell Ananya, her eyes filled with worry. He spends most of his time resting. I'm afraid he won't be able to continue working. Ananya felt helpless. She wanted to drop out of college to help her family, but her father wouldn't hear of it. Tamhari, kita abain, Mary dawa, hide. He would joke, even as pain wrinkled his face. Seeing her father suffer broke Ananya's heart. She excelled in her academics. She also started taking tuition classes for younger students in the evenings, earning extra money to contribute to household expenses. Her days were packed. Every rupee she earned was a step closer to easing her family's financial burden and honoring her father's wishes. Then, one winter morning, Ananya's world shattered. When she went to wake up her father for college, he didn't respond. At first, Ananya thought it was just another one of his rare off moments. But then her mother rushed into the room, her face drained of color. Ananya, your father, he isn't waking up. Rajiv was pronounced dead. In the quiet of the early morning, Ananya held her father's hand, tears streaming down her face. She couldn't believe he was really gone. In the following weeks, the lively chatter in Ananya's house was replaced by somber silence. The walls seemed to close in on her, and the echoes of her father's laughter mocked her sorrow. Her mother, who had been strong for Ananya all these years, broke down. "What do I do now?" "I don't know, Mama," Ananya whispered, her own tears falling silently. She missed her father terribly, his stories, his jokes, and most of all, his unwavering belief in her. One afternoon, as Ananya was sorting through her father's belongings, the handwriting on the front was shaky, almost broken, yet unmistakable. It was her father's. With trembling hands, Ananya opened the envelope. Inside was a simple letter. It read, "My dear Ananya, if you are reading this, it means I am no longer with you in this world. But remember, I will always walk beside you in your courage, in your honesty, and in your love for learning. Don't give up, Beta. Life will test you, but books will guide you, and knowledge will protect you. Achieve the dreams we built together. And when you feel lost, just look inside your heart. I will always be there." Papa tears blurred Ananya's vision. Her grief was a torrent that threatened to engulf her, but as she read her father's words, something inside her shifted. Her grief did not vanish, but it transformed into strength. Ananya sat on the old wooden bench outside her college library. In her hand was the faded letter from her father. As the cool breeze brushed against her skin, she would honor her father's sacrifices by becoming the person he believed she could be, and she would carry his memory with her. Not as a burden, but as a guiding light on her path to success. In the coming months, Ananya threw herself into her studies. She attended classes, participated actively, and sought guidance from her teachers whenever she faced a challenge. The words of her father's letter resonated deep within her. Knowledge will protect you. And so Ananya immersed herself in books, absorbing their wisdom and using it to navigate the complexities of her courses. She tackled challenging concepts, solved intricate problems, and delved deeper into subjects that sparked her curiosity. Each milestone she achieved, whether a test, a project, or a class presentation, was a testament to her dedication and a tribute to her father's belief in her. Late-night classes became the norm for Ananya. After a long day of lectures and tuitions, she would head to the college library, the lamplight casting long shadows as she studied late into the night. The library was her sanctuary. Surrounded by towering shelves laden with knowledge, Ananya felt a sense of comfort and inspiration. The countless stories held within the books, the adventures, the challenges, the triumphs, and the tragedies. They all resonated with her, reminding her of the richness and complexity of life. As the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, she started topping her classes. Her peers, initially surprised by her sudden academic success, began to seek her out for help. Ananya, always willing to lend a hand, formed study groups and helped her friends grasp challenging concepts. The library, once a place of solitary study, now echoed with the camaraderie of learning. Friends huddled together, discussing ideas, sharing notes, and solving problems as a team. The infectious energy of collective learning fueled Ananya's determination. She realized that education wasn't just about individual success, but also about lifting others up and fostering a community of learners. The yearnings of her heart were met with the echoes of her past. Rajiv, though no longer physically present, was very much alive in Ananya's heart. His lessons, his values, and his unwavering belief in her served as guiding stars in her journey. Through the quiet hours of late-night study, Ananya found solace in the pages of books, discovering new worlds and delving into the minds of brilliant scholars who had walked this path before her. In the hushed whispers of the library, she heard her father's voice urging her on, reminding her of their shared dream. The books became her companions, the words their conversation. Years flew by in a flurry of books, late-night discussions, and academic achievements. Before Ananya knew it, she was standing on a stage, her heart swelling with pride as she received a gold medal for topping her university. The applause resonated within her, echoing the triumph not just of her own efforts, but of her father's enduring spirit. As she basked in this moment of success, she clutched the same faded letter in her hand, the one her father had written, anticipating his absence. A single tear rolled down her cheek. "This is for you, Papa," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. The empty seat beside her didn't feel so empty anymore. Life may have taken away her father, but his teachings, his values, and his love stayed forever, guiding her every step of the way. The last letter is a tale of resilience, love, and the pursuit of education. It reminds us that the greatest strength comes from carrying forward the lessons of those we love and honoring their sacrifices through our actions. It's a story that resonates with anyone who has ever faced adversity, chased their dreams, and, most importantly, carried the love of family within their hearts.